JJ was introduced as the Los Angeles Lakers coach Monday, and the recent podcast host and NBA television analyst was quick to address the most glaring omission on his resume, saying, "I've never coached in the NBA." I don't know if you guys heard that, but that hasn't diminished his confidence. He's got high hopes for his squad.
I don't look at the current roster as being that far off from a championship caliber team. In terms of managing expectations, Lakers fans have some of the most passionate fans around the world, and the expectation is a championship. And so it's my job, it's our staff's job, it's Rob's job, it's all of us to deliver a championship caliber team. That's what I signed up for.
Well, well, well. Hey, I got a friend, folks. Timmy Legler in the house. Sweet sport quote. I like it.
Appreciate it.
Okay, Shannon, this is your squad. I mean, you only show up when they win. Fair weather fan, but it is what it is. Shay, let me ask you this. What are realistic expectations for the Lakers this year? Because you heard JJ. He's championship.
Well, I guess it's kind of like if you graduate from one of these Ivy League schools, you have an expectation to get a very high-paying job. If you're the head coach of the Lakers or the Celtics, the expectation is championships. That's what the Lakers have been to 32 NBA Finals. They've won 17. What do you mean what the expectations are? You know what the expectations are. You know what you signed up for. Man, you signed to win a championship. The Laker fan base, Laker nation, they expect nothing less. It doesn't matter who the players are. All they see is purple and gold. And when you wear the purple and gold, you coach the purple and gold, the expectations are through the roof. And the greater their expectations, the greater the disappointment when they're not reached. So JJ knew what he was getting in. I know he probably always wanted to be a head coach in the NBA. Never in his wildest dreams did he imagine his first head coaching job would be with the Lakers. Hopefully he coaches well and this is his last job. But the expectations are legs. You know what it is when you coach the Lakers, Stephen A. It's championship. You got 2 all-NBA players. You got arguably the first or second greatest player. I believe he's the first. Many people would debate saying he's the second. But you got LeBron James. You got an all-NBA player in Anthony Davis. Not only all-NBA, all-defensive also in Anthony Davis. LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So what do you expect? Very few teams can say we have 2 all-NBA players currently on our roster. The Lakers can boast that. And so the expectations is championship. Now, the team, the way it looks as we're talking about it right now, Legs and Stephen A., probably going to look different. There are going to be some players come, there are going to be some players go. But that doesn't change the expectations. The expectations are championship.
Shannon, I think there's one problem. There's one word on that topic bar that you didn't address, and it's realistic. Right? That's the word that I'm going to pay attention to right now because you're all right. If it says Lakers on the front, if it says James and Davis on the back, you're 100% right. The expectation is going to be championship or contend or be in that mix on a short list of teams that you think can actually win it all. So I'm going to focus on the realistic part of this because I know last year they ended up in a series with the Denver Nuggets and people were saying, if they just could have avoided Denver. Well, let me just connect the dots here for a second, just to remind everybody and stay with me. They lost to the Denver Nuggets, who then lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves, who then lost to the Dallas Mavericks, who then lost to the Boston Celtics. So when you start kicking the can down the road and you think, how far are they really from getting this thing across the finish line and winning? It's further than you think. LeBron James and Anthony Davis are going to give you a chance every night. But where this team has to make up ground is the margins around that. And look, this is where JJ comes in, Shannon. This is where JJ comes in. I mean, this is his area of expertise, and I've gotten to know him really well the last couple of years. I've done a lot of work with him. We've had a lot of basketball conversations on this stuff. He wants to improve the areas around this team offensively and defensively that lead to better high-percentage three-point shots. Now, look, he's not going to be shooting them, and I don't know who is going to be, but JJ should be able to get them better shots based on some of the schematics that he can bring to the table, based on spacing and timing and angles of screens and all of those things that JJ loves talking about. That's what they brought him in for, his mind and his ability to communicate that. He also should be able to help them defensively. And that's an area they've got to tighten up as well. But some of this is going to be related to their personnel. Until I see who else is on this roster and what does it look like as we head into about October 15th, It's very difficult to know exactly what their pecking order is in the West. All I know is this. You got Minnesota, you got Oklahoma City. They're both going to be better. They're younger. They've got top-tier talent. Dallas just went to the finals. They're not going anywhere. And I think the Denver Nuggets are a team you still got to factor into it. So realistically, there are a lot of rungs in the ladder the Lakers are going to have to climb to get to the finals.
Before I get into the basketball portion of this conversation, I don't think I'm out of pocket by speaking on behalf of this entire show with Molly, yourself, Shay, Legs, and everybody else. To JJ Redick, number one, congratulations. And number two, I don't know how I work at other networks, but we root for our teammates here. So make no mistake about it, all of us are rooting for you. All of us want you to succeed, JJ. Congratulations, and we hope that you make the Lakers a raving success and you have a very prosperous coaching career. That's what we do here. That's number one. Tim Legler, you have always taught me styles make fights. Shannon says it all the time when he and I are going back and forth about boxing. But you say that a lot about basketball. Why do I bring that up? Because we did find ourselves fantasizing that if the Los Angeles Lakers had faced anybody else other than Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, that the Lakers might have advanced. The combination of LeBron and Anthony Davis's talent, along with their health and availability, would have propelled them against most teams because LeBron, being the savant that he is, and the ability to create the mismatches that he can create against other teams devoid of the experience of a Denver Nuggets squad, he and the Lakers might have been able to take advantage of them in ways that you couldn't pull off against a Jamal Murray, against a Nikola Jokic and others. And so because of that, I look at this as a realistic expectation for the Los Angeles Lakers. I understand not definitively as the roster is presently constructed, Legs. I know they got to tweak certain things, right? But I'm also thinking about what that brother JJ Redick, because see, that's the secret to success, particularly on this show. Damn it, I never wanted to play football, never tried to play football with my slim self. That's why I got that damn Shannon Sharpe and Ryan Clark and Swag New and them pros are there, right? You know what I'm saying? Basketball, damn it, I wasn't good enough. That's why I got the Legs of the world and others. And that's why we had JJ Redick with his brilliant basketball mind on this show. I might have disagreed with him. We might have butted heads on particular topics, which I absolutely love because that's the format of the show, and we love doing that. But make no mistake about it. I know when to step in and when to fall back and defer to expertise. JJ Redick has that. Tim Legler has that. When you look at the Lakers roster, here's where it gets very interesting, Shay and Legs. We both know JJ Redick to be a no-nonsense kind of dude, which is why I love this quote when he said, "I don't give an F." You understand? I loved it because, ladies and gentlemen, in Los Angeles, California, let me assure you of something. That is JJ Redick.
Yeah, Stephen A. That's the one I saw that. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's exactly who he is. Like, he doesn't give a damn, and he's that confident, and he believes he can win a championship, and he's that smart.
Not just that. He's the kind of person that will come to you and he will step to you, to your face, in a bunch of hanger-ons or liaisons rolling up. Oh, no. JJ got a problem with you? You'll see JJ. So to the folks out there in Los Angeles, don't worry. He ain't hiding. He'll sit there and he will challenge you to display and verbalize your level of expertise. You're going to say something to act like you know. You better know, because he is going to be ready to retort very, very emphatically. In the end, though, it comes down to the roster, like you said, Legs. I'm just saying, if you look at LeBron, if you look at AD with some of the other pieces that they have, you look at cats on the come up. Matches make fights. It's not just about, they lost to Denver, but Denver lost to Minnesota, and Minnesota lost to Dallas. No. I'm looking at Dallas, and I'm like, Lakers could have took them. I'm looking at OKC. Lakers could have took them. I'm looking at Minnesota because of their inability to shoot. Okay, I'm like, Lakers would have had a chance. Lakers could have took them, even though Anthony Edwards elevated. I'm just saying, I'm not ruling out anything with the Los Angeles Lakers because, to me, the key to success is what JJ Redick can get out of the other players outside of LeBron James and Anthony Edwards. I don't know how he's going to do, but I'm going to give him a shot.
Yeah. Leg, you said something very interesting. You said his job is to try to make it easier for the guys to get three-point looks. Well, hell, I don't care who it is. You can pass me the ball. I'm going to miss it. And that's what the Lakers had. The Lakers had some easy looks because LeBron hit some hammer passes, some skip passes over the top, and they flat out missed it. And so I don't know how JJ is going to make the ball go into the basket. But when you have an Anthony Davis, you have a LeBron James, you have two players that's all NBA, and Anthony Davis is all defensive, I believe he should have been higher in the Defensive Player of the Year voting. That's just me. But, hey, I don't get a vote. Yet, that is. But all I'm saying is this. When you have those two guys' legs, there's an expectation. Legs, are you a fisherman? Have you ever been fishing before, Legs?
No. I can honestly tell you I've never even held a fishing pole in my life.
Okay, but check this out. Growing up in rural South Georgia, we fished a lot. And I know fishermen. I know Kevin Van Dam. I know Bill Dance. I know Roland Martin. When they go out on the lake, don't tell me they weren't biting. Y'all are three of the greatest fishermen ever created. Bring me the fish home. Anthony Davis and LeBron James, I don't want to hear nothing about it, whatever else you got going on. Bring me a chip.
You know the hardest thing, I think, and getting to know JJ so well since I've been working with him here and doing the podcast with him and everything else and just sharing basketball ideas, I think the hardest thing for JJ Redick is going to be this. He likes to control things. He's going to control as much as he can, but at the end of the day, he's not the one taking shots. He's not the one getting on the floor for a 50-50 ball. He's not the one that made that defensive rotation on the baseline when it had to be made. So there's so much that is out of your control. And I think that's going to be harder for JJ to deal with losing. And I'm talking about, not talking about losing, you know, as in they're not going to be good. I'm talking about just even on a given night. There's 82 games. You're going to lose 30 games minimum this year at least. And so that's the part I'm talking about. When you're a player and you lose, you think tomorrow night I can do something to affect that. It's harder as a coach. And I think that's the part that JJ is going to have to cope with over an 82-game season.
Well,
last word here, and then we'll revisit this in the second hour. But go ahead, Stephen A.
I think that's half the story, Legs. I think here's what we got to pay attention to. It's not all on JJ. You know, Rob Pelinka, you got to get him to pieces. Yeah. I mean, the fact of the matter, because like you said, like Shannon pointed out, it wasn't like Darvin Ham didn't create situations where they ended up having open shots. It wasn't like Frank Vogel didn't create situations. The man won a chip now. It wasn't like the man didn't create situations when they had open shots. But Frank Vogel, you had the Carusos, you had the Contavious Caldwell-Popes of the world, you had the Kyle Kuzmas of the world, people like that. Those guys are gone. You made those moves to get Russell Westbrook, who the coaches didn't want and had to deal with because LeBron James wanted Russell Westbrook on that squad. Not to throw any shade on Russell Westbrook, who I think has been great for the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm just simply saying it's got to be on Rob Pelinka too, and that's where the challenge for JJ Redick is going to come in, because there's certain things you can't control when it comes to the players. Oh, but he gonna get in Cat's face that ain't giving you full max out effort. Oh, trust me, he's gonna address them. But what are you gonna do if Rob Pelinka isn't getting you what you need? What are you gonna do if the hierarchy of the Lakers gets in your way in any way? It's gonna be very interesting to watch. I don't think it'll happen, but it doesn't mean that it's not possible.